here it is, right? This is how the syntax was, right? And go ahead, web1, as we have the alias in place, Ansible underscore facts dot processor. Okay. Okay, this is unreachable by is that. Oh, sorry. I have a spelling mistake here. This is how you were doing, right? I mean, something like this. Okay. Yeah. You see, it's testing something like this. It's printing. So, yeah, here it is. Let me just check. Yeah. So I guess you were just giving a dot. Yeah. So the thing is, you are just putting down this dot here, right? Hostware dot. This is how you were printing it, right? Instead, this is an array, right? Hostware is an array. So no dot there. No dot required. No dot required. As this is an array which will store the all the variables and host information for this particular thing. This is an index, practically speaking, which you are giving over here. Okay. And that's how you can just use it. Cool. Perfect. All right. So, just giving you a quick thing, guys. Okay. I was just crawling some sort of data for one of the ML use case and something like that. So I was just looking very quickly the DevOps jobs which are available. Okay. Do you know how many jobs are available for DevOps? And basically, what's the prediction? The prediction is somewhere around in quarter 1 and quarter 2. I mean, first half of next year, it is expected somewhere around 6 to 8,000 DevOps openings would be closed. Closed in the sense organizations will be hiring. Okay, and you can just look for them, right? Templating. So basically, guys, why we need templating, guys? Any idea why do we need templating? In according to reuse the things, or practically speaking, in according to Goer and in according to make configuration according to specific host, right? According to specific host. Now, for example, understand this. Let's say yesterday's assignment, you remember, you had to go ahead and you had to modify the configuration file of Apache in according to enable Apache parse PHP, correct? Right? So how you will do that? One of the way is what? One of the way is writing down a playbook and manually use line in file module to insert or edit or replace a playbook for every line. Correct? Right? Whatever configuration you want to add in a file, right? Instead of doing that, why can't we just go ahead and write down a direct apache.conf file and deploy that file itself, or reuse that file all over again and again with specific values which are intended for specific host, right? So if you want to do that, that's where the templating, the need of templating and the need of templating engine comes into picture. Okay, that's what it is. So for a simple scenario, assume this. Probably, for Christmas, for Thanksgiving, or for any festival that we celebrate, you send wishes, your warm regards to your family, to your colleagues, right? Isn't it? How do you send it? You just create some sort of standard message, right? And you just broadcast it. I mean, you just send it to individuals, correct? What is that? That is nothing but your template. Conceptually, it is clear, guys, now. Okay. So Ansible has been developed using Python. You know that. So Python has one of the templating engine, which we call Jinja. Okay. Which we call Jinja. So we can use the same templating engine in according to go ahead and in according to write our templates. Okay. Whatever templates you want to write. So for now, let's go ahead and let's just look at the syntax of a template, how we can manipulate something. So for example, I'll just introduce a couple of syntaxes. So let's say you want to go ahead and you want to manipulate, let's say, some sort of strings. For example, I'm saying this is DevOps class. All right. Okay. So for example, you want to template as this. So this is probably, instead of DevOps, you can simply say, you can introduce some sort of variable, right? So something like this, let's say class name, right? So what it will result into, whatever is the value of this class name. Let's say class name is DevOps. The variable value is DevOps. Then the string will result into what? DevOps. If the variable value is something else, probably AI, then it would be the string will result into this is AI class. Got it? Understood? Okay. Now let's say you want to go and you want to do something else. Let's say, for example, I want to do some other operation. So you can use, along with variables, you can use filters. How? Something like this. Look at it. Class name, give a pipe, and you can use filter like, okay, upper. Now, what this will result in, whatever will be the value of this class name, it will just convert it to upper. Got it? Okay. Then another, like, filter, just like upper you have lower. What does it mean? It will just convert the value into lowercase, right? Just like that. You have title case. Title case means what? Only the first letter would be in capital, rest of the letters would be in small, right? Or you can even do some certain small operations, right? For example, you can go ahead and you can use something like this. This is whatever your variable is, okay? You can say replace whatever value you want to replace. Let's say replace DevOps. It can be a word or even single character or even something else, right? I will say AI. Okay, now this will result into what? It will replace this keyword within the value of this class name, and it will replace it with AI. Got it? Okay. Just like that, if you want, you can even set a default value. For example, a class name, default value is DevOps. Okay. Default value is DevOps. All right. And then you can use your variable. Okay. What does this means? What does this mean? So whatever value would be class name would be there. If the value has been provided, then it will use that value. Otherwise, the default value will be used as a DevOps, right? If variable doesn't contains value, default value would be DevOps. Got it? Okay. So these are like, let's say you can say string filters, right? So just like that, you have some sort of, arithmetic filters, right? Or people who know Python provide filters related to list and set. So just like that, if you don't have a variable, you can directly manipulate the value. Let's say, all right. And out of this array, you want minimum value. This filter will give you some sort of minimum number out of this, right? Which will be definitely 1, correct? Let's say if you want to find out a maximum number out of your list, instead of minimum, you can just use max filter. It will result out into 3, right? Okay. And just like that, other filters, if you want, let's say there are duplicates in this list, right? Then you can use unique filter to filter out the unique list. Got it, guys? Okay. So something like that. Like there are many filters available, right? And every filter is available, mentioned in the documentation. So don't worry about it. Okay. I'm just giving you a flavor, right? You can even do some sort of union, right? Union with, let's say, 4,5, and definitely it's gonna give you output something like 3, 4, 5, right? Something like that, right? So just like this, you can use other filters, probably, let's say, give a range and let's say random, okay? And it will give you any random number till 100. Okay, kind of thing. Okay, if you even want, you can even use join. Let's say there is an array of a string, something like this is DevOps class, right? So if this is your array and you want to join all these things, then you can give a joining parameter. Let's say join them and bifurcate them by comma or just blank. Then it will give you something like this unique string. This is DevOps class, right? Let's say if you put a parameter like plus, then it will do something like this, plus is plus DevOps class. What do you guess? These filters? Okay, all right. Okay, guys. Clear? Perfect. Cool. So this is your list and set filters. For example, if you want, you can even use Python loops here, right? So how? Now, understand, if you want to use variables or in-place values, definitely you're going to go with this syntax, opening double curly braces and closing double curly braces. This much is clear for everyone, right? So this is from templating, right? So that also answers. So if you want to use any dynamic statements or any programmatic statements like for loop or something like that, right? Then to use it, use this. This is nothing but your Python syntax, right? And between this opening curly brace and percent and closing brace, just type your Python piece of, let's say, for number in, and give whatever it is, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever is the list, right? And you can just put down and for whatever is your Python script, right? And between this, you can just type whatever you want. Let's say I want to print number. So again, it's a variable. So in double braces number. So what it's gonna do? It's gonna print 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row, right? Do you understand? Okay. So this is basically what you can use loops, right? And similarly, if you want, you can use even conditions, right? For example, I want to figure out if this number is, I only want to print, let's say, odd numbers or even numbers, right? How can I do that? Something like this, like let's say if number modulus 2 equals to 0, right? Then print the number as it is even and simply end if, correct? You got this, guys? I hope this is clear, right? Cool. So now let's say how we can use this in Ansible or in with our playbooks. So look at it. Now let's say I have an application. I just want to deploy a simple index.html. So let me create that index.html. Okay. And if you want to create that as a template, then whatever is your file name with extension, in this case, what I want to deploy index.html, but I want to create a template for this, then index.html and .j2. It's for a Jinja template, right? So create whatever you like, file, but save it with .j2. Okay. And here you can just whatever you want. Let's say I'm giving this is now I want to print a host name, right? So I can just put down inventory host name, or you can even go and you can even type or use all the variables that you were using in your playbooks. It can be host var, magic variable, and everything else, right? So for now, I'm just putting down inventory host name and let's say server. Okay. So what this will result into, whatever inventory host name that we have, it will result into this is inventory host name will be replaced by the inventory host name actually server. Okay. Very simple Jinja template. And now how to use that? So playbook. Just normally the way you write your playbook, write that. And if you want to leverage templates, then use this specific module, which is template module. Okay. And give the path of the template source, in this case, index.html.j2. Okay. It's just like a copy module, right? Template, and give the destination. Okay. Destination, I am putting down var www.html. Now what this template module will do, this template module will look at your template file, which is index.html.j2. Okay. And it will replace all the things and it will create index.html and it will place it here. Okay. So if I run this, you see, file has been deployed. And how does that file looks like? Look at it. So look at, do you see this? This is Web1 server. So you can use this template for anything, right? You can just go ahead. You can just create your configuration files. You can just replace your CFG files or INI files, whatever configuration you want to do, right? Very easily. Do you understand? All right. So this is basically is what your templates are. Okay.